What if I told you the loudest signals of wealth often come from the people furthest from it? A $1.200 iPhone in the hands of someone who's dodging rent. Designer sneakers on feet that are running from debt collectors. In a world obsessed with appearance, the broke are working overtime to look rich, while the rich work quietly to stay free. This isn't about vanity, it's about survival masquerading as success. Social media has turned lifestyle into theater, and millions are spending money they don't have to impress people they don't know, hoping the illusion will somehow become reality. But here's the truth backed by decades of research from places like the Journal of Consumer Research. Those who chase image rarely build wealth. This article is your wake-up call. We're unpacking 6 costly habits that keep people broke, and the mindset shift you need to escape. Because wealth isn't loud, it's disciplined, strategic, and silent. Welcome to 86 Dawn Finance YouTube channel, where we break down the hidden mechanisms controlling your financial life. Let's break it all down. No fluff, just the truth. 1. Designer clothes and empty wallets. There's something almost tragic about the moment someone receives their first decent paycheck and heads straight to the mall. Not to pay down debt, not to invest in their skills, but to buy a logo. It's a familiar cycle. A $700 belt, a $1.200 pair of sneakers, or a designer bag that costs more than their emergency fund. Why? Because when people grow up without wealth, their first instinct is to show they've escaped it, even if they haven't. That logo becomes their passport to perceived success, a signal to the world that they've made it, even if their bank account says otherwise. But here's the brutal truth. Wealth is quiet. The loudest person in the room is usually the one faking it. Studies from institutions like the National Bureau of Economic Research confirm this paradox. The wealthiest Americans are the least likely to signal status through consumption. The millionaire next door is wearing a plain t-shirt, driving a used car, and quietly maxing out their Roth IRA. The broke flexer? They're wearing 3 months' rent on their back, hoping someone notices. Worse, luxury fashion is designed to be addictive. The validation feels good, the compliments come easy, but the price is high. Not just financially, but psychologically. The desire to be seen as successful overrides the actions required to actually become successful. It's an expensive distraction. When every dollar goes toward image, none go toward freedom. And if you're always chasing the next outfit to prove you're worthy, you'll never outrun the truth. Real wealth doesn't beg to be seen. It builds in silence. 2. Wristwatches and wallet wounds. It used to be that a watch symbolized discipline, legacy, and craftsmanship. Today, for many broke consumers, it's a status signal on a ticking clock of financial disaster. You've seen the story. A man scraping by, yet wearing a Rolex that costs more than his entire emergency fund. A 20-something sporting a gold-tone chronograph while carrying a 5-figure credit card balance. These watches don't tell time. They tell the world, "Look at me," and then quietly whisper, "I'm bleeding money." Here's the problem. A luxury watch should never be the first thing you buy when your net worth hits positive numbers. But in a society obsessed with optics, it often is. The market for high-end timepieces has exploded, not because people value horology, but because they crave validation. Yet the people they hope to impress, the truly wealthy, aren't impressed. In fact, many of them don't even wear watches anymore. Mark Zuckerberg wears a rubber-banded Fitbit. Warren Buffett, worth over $100 billion, famously sported a $20 Casio. Why? Because their sense of worth isn't tied to a wrist accessory. The deeper issue is psychological. When you don't feel like you're enough, you reach for symbols that compensate. A watch becomes armor against insecurity. But real wealth doesn't require armor. It requires clarity. If you're spending thousands to feel significant, you're making a down payment on long-term regret. A timepiece is meant to measure your minutes, not your worth. The real flex isn't on your wrist. It's in your ability to buy freedom with time, not waste time chasing approval. 3. Fast cars and faster debt. There's a reason luxury car ads focus on feelings, not facts. They sell you the idea that success has a sound, a purring engine, a logo, a look, and that's exactly what traps so many poor people. They mistake the image of wealth for the substance of it. Leasing a BMW or financing a Mercedes becomes a ritual of validation. It's not transportation, it's a performance. But behind that performance is often a financial wreck. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, total auto loan debt in the U.S. surpassed $1.6 trillion in 2025, with more than 20% of borrowers now considered seriously delinquent. And here's the twist: many of these borrowers drive high-end cars. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports that subprime borrowers are disproportionately targeted with long-term loans, often stretching to 84 months, carrying interest rates over 14%. That's not mobility. It isn't just the payment, it's the opportunity cost. While broke flexers spend hundreds each month for a depreciating asset, wealth builders use that same cash to buy income-producing ones, index funds, real estate, small businesses. They understand that a car loses value the moment it leaves the lot, while an asset gains momentum with time. If you're driving something to impress people who don't pay your bills, you've already lost the game. Real wealth is silent. It compounds while you sleep. A luxury car can't make you rich, but it can keep you broke. Choose mobility over image, because no logo on your hood is worth trading your future. 4. Rent rich, own nothing. Step inside the average luxury apartment marketed to young professionals today, and you'll see the illusion at its finest. Floor-to-ceiling windows, rooftop lounges, designer fixtures, and a tenant who can barely afford groceries. It's the ultimate broke flex. A rented lifestyle that looks expensive on Instagram but collapses the moment rent is due. And yet, thousands fall into this trap every year, choosing optics over ownership, lifestyle over leverage. According to data from Zillow and Redfin, the average rent in major U.S. cities like New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles now exceeds $3 per month. That's over 40% of monthly income for many young renters, far above the recommended housing affordability threshold of 30%. The result? Record levels of housing cost burden. Especially among millennials and General Z, they're spending their prime earning years renting lifestyle props, while saving nothing for the future. Meanwhile, wealth-minded individuals approach housing differently. They rent cheap, buy smart, or house hack their way to financial leverage. A Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies report shows that homeowners consistently build more wealth over time than renters, largely due to equity growth and asset appreciation. The rich don't seek skyline views. They seek cash flow, control, and compound growth. If your apartment eats your income and offers nothing back, it's not a home, it's a liability with good lighting. Stop renting an identity and start building a foundation. A true, made it, moment isn't captured in a sunset photo from your balcony. It's in the quiet discipline of living below your means while your money works overtime. That's wealth, unfiltered. 5. Buying popularity one bottle at a time. There's a kind of financial theater that plays out every night in clubs and upscale restaurants around the world. Someone picks up the tab, orders bottle service, tips extravagantly. They laugh, toast, and pose for photos. For a few hours, they feel powerful. But when the lights come on, the music fades, and the receipt hits, reality comes crashing in. Because for many, those rounds of overpriced drinks are funded by credit cards, not cash flow. According to Bankrate's 2024 credit card debt survey, more than 47% of Americans carry revolving credit card debt, often from non-essential spending like dining out and entertainment. And while the rich attend exclusive dinners behind closed doors, the broke flexer is burning through future paychecks to feel included for a night. It's not generosity, it's performance anxiety disguised as affluence. The truth? Real wealth doesn't beg for attention in public. It compounds in private. Wealth builders understand the power of social discipline. They say no when the bill doesn't serve the mission. They meet over coffee, not cocktails. And they invest in ideas, not approval. If your friendships rely on picking up the tab, you're not buying connection, you're renting relevance. And when the money runs out, so will the attention. Financial confidence isn't proven in restaurants. It's built in silence through choices that compound, not combust. You don't need a $400 night out to feel like you belong. You need a financial strategy that lets you walk away from the table with your future intact. That's the real power move. 6. Flashing credit, hiding consequences. This is the final boss of broke behavior. Living rich on borrowed money. Credit cards maxed out. Buy now, pay later schemes stacked up. Zero savings. No plan. Just swipe after swipe to keep up an illusion that crumbles the moment the bill arrives. It's not wealth. It's debt wrapped in designer packaging. The Federal Reserve's 2025 Economic Well-Being Report paints a sobering picture. 1 in 3 Americans say they wouldn't be able to cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. And credit card balances have hit an all-time high of over $1.3 trillion, with the average APR now hovering above 22%. According to Bankrate and TransUnion, that means if you're funding your lifestyle on credit, you're not just spending, you're bleeding. Meanwhile, wealthy individuals don't treat credit like cash. They treat it like a tool. Strategic, controlled, backed by real assets. They use cards for rewards and leverage, but never as a crutch. They don't buy status with money they haven't earned. They invest it into systems that pay them forever. Here's the hard truth. If you're constantly paying for yesterday's decisions with tomorrow's income, you've already forfeited your freedom. Credit can be powerful when used wisely, but for most, it's a financial sedative, numbing the discomfort of being broke while quietly eroding your future. Want to impress someone? Don't show them your limit. Show them your discipline. The ultimate flex isn't a black card. It's a growing investment account, a paid-off emergency fund, and the ability to walk away from anything that doesn't serve your long game. Because real wealth isn't about access, it's about control. Silence builds what flexing destroys. Here's the bottom line. Trying to look rich is the fastest way to stay broke. Every dollar spent on performance is a dollar stolen from your future. The data is clear. Those who chase image delay wealth. Those who chase freedom build it. According to a CNBC millionaire survey, most millionaires live below their means. Invest early and avoid debt. No flashy labels, no ego spending, just quiet, compounding decisions. If you're ready to stop performing and start progressing, turn down the noise, cut the flex, build something real, because true wealth doesn't ask to be seen. It shows up when you no longer have to prove anything. Please note that 86 Dawn Finance does not offer advice on taxes, legal matters, investments, or finances. The content is intended solely for educational purposes and should not be considered professional advice. For personalized guidance, please consult your own qualified advisors. Although the information has been carefully researched and reviewed, it may not represent the latest legal or financial updates. Viewers are advised to confirm the accuracy and timeliness of the information, particularly before making any major financial or legal decisions. Please note that 86 Dawn Finance does not offer advice on taxes, legal matters, investments, or finances. The content is intended solely for educational purposes and should not be considered professional advice. For personalized guidance, please consult your own qualified advisors. Although the information has been carefully researched and reviewed, it may not represent the latest legal or financial updates. Viewers are advised to confirm the accuracy and timeliness of the information, particularly before making any major financial or legal decisions. Until next time, stay informed, stay empowered, and stay our 86 Dawn Finance channel.